What's up, guys? How's it going? This is Bharat, and welcome back to yet another video. And I'm very stoked to talk to you guys about a very important and interesting library in Python, by which you can download tens and tens of images with just 3 lines of code. That's what you're going to be finding out in today's Python project in 10 minutes. Let's get this video started straight away. Thanks to the sponsor for us with this video, Unacademy, along with CoachF, for being a very good sponsor for throughout this series. I'll talk more about that later, but let's get this video started. So first things first, as usual, like I say, you need a couple of things installed in your system. First thing you need is to have your Python installed. Next thing is your pip installed. Now I'm going to be using a very simple library that is created by RiddlerQ. It's an open source library that is available in GitHub. And I also found out a few other web scraping libraries that is going to be useful for us to download images. But I found this one was very easy to use. All right, so the first thing I require is to make sure I am installing the simple image download library. So this is the library that we're going to be using. It's available as part of the pip. So let's wait for this to download and continue once this completes. Awesome. So the completion is done, the installation is completed. I'm going to straight inside and go and start writing the code. And as you see, I'm using PyCharm as my IDE, and I'm also using the project which I've created called as download image py. Now let me create a simple Python file called as download images, and we can just get started. So I'll try this class, and we could just require 3 important lines. First things, we obviously require importing few classes, and the first class I'm going to be using is from simple images dot images download. I'll import the simple image download class itself. And once this importing is done, we need to create an object for the simple image download, which is another class inside. You need to instantiate the class. So let me call this as result. I'll call this simple image download dot simple image download, and or I'll just call this as a request. So basically what is happening is that inside this class we are going to be having the object. We'll do a request of, and as soon as the instantiation is done, we'll call download on that. So just 3 lines of code. And now we're going to be doing is to make sure that we have no other folders inside this project, because it's automatically going to create a folder inside the download image py and download all the images that we require. So make sure you have a stable connection first point, and don't have any other folders inside your project that is going to stop from downloading or creating any new directories. So I'll go write my third line, which is to do a request of. I'll call download inside that. So that's the method that we're going to require. We need to give a query first of all. So let me give a query. I'll give a query like in pasta. Maybe that's, I like pasta so much. And finally, we need to say how many images do we want. We cannot just download all the images that the Google is going to find. I just say 5 images maybe. So that's the 3 just simple lines. And we will run this code and see what happens right after talking about a sponsor for us with this video, Unacademy, along with CoachF.
How important are the teachers? And that's why I think you guys are coming back to the channel to learn something new. And that's the main reason why I want to give a shout out to the amazing educators at Unacademy in partnership with CoachF, who have come up with a lot of interesting video series and batches. To shout out, I would like to talk about Sanket, Tanuj, Pulkit Chabra, Ria Bansal, and all of these people are the experts in their field. Starting with Sanket, who's been a SDE at LinkedIn, and he was also a former SDE at InterviewBit. And similarly, Tanuj, who's been a world finalist in 2017 and 2018. And if you come, you can see that Ria Bansal has been an SDE at Flipkart, also a former SDE with InterviewBit. And there are a lot of qualified people who are teaching a lot of interesting information for you guys to learn. Also importantly, if you are looking forward to getting placed in such good product companies, including Amazon, Google, Flipkart, I would also recommend you guys to check out the next upcoming batch. Now if you see that this is a placement 2021 series, which is a 6-month long batch and is taught by both Arjun Arul and Sanket Singh. Now this 6-month batch includes a lot of live classes and unlimited access to programming content and practice sessions. You'll be able to talk with them in almost weekly basis and get your doubts cleared out. So if you're interested to be a part of this batch and crack your upcoming interviews and be placed at top product companies, you will need a subscription, and the CoderMonk promo code coming down below will get you 10% off on that. If you want to know more about it, you can drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to answer that. And also the links for all of these informations are given in the description. So definitely check them out and let me know what you guys think.
Thanks to sponsors again, and I think we're going to continue on and see few other details here. And the first thing is the request of download of pasta, right? I'll run this program, and I just my mistake did a debug. I'll stop it right here. Actually, it has downloaded something. Let me delete it, and All right, we need to run this program and not debug it. All right. All right, run this program and it's going to complete deleting it. It says 100%, which means that the progress is 100% completed. And if you go inside the simple folder, simple images folder, you will see that there's a pasta folder created inside, and there's a image that is being renamed as pasta 1 2 3 4 5. Let's open something like this and you can see for yourself that it's opening up an image that is usually found in our Google image search. And one important thing here is that you cannot use all these images. There might be few images which are copyright restricted, so use it at your own discretion. Now when I said that you should not be having any other folders inside your download image py, the reason why I told that is to make sure that you have given writing permission and execution permission for your project. By default, if you use it via PyCharm, you would already have your executions already written. But if you don't, if you're using some other way of creating your Python project, make sure you are having your writing permission as well as execution permission given to your project. Now there's one this is called as a download, which is obviously how you're going to download your images to your desktop without even going to your Google browser. The next important thing that you want to use is obviously have another access to a URL, right? If you want to have access to all the URLs that you require, there are a lot of test cases, there are a lot of cases where people are requirement for having a bulk of data of images and things like that. There is no way that they can go and manually scrape the web page and download all these images. If you use these 3 lines of code, you can download any number of images that you want into your Python project in just a matter of 3 seconds, or this 3 lines of code. All right, so now let's move on to the 4th line, which I wanted to show, which is obviously the URLs, wherein if you give the same kind of a let's say our query, which is the pasta here, and specify, let's say I want 10 numbers or I want 10 URLs, which is going to be pointing me to the image, it's going to print that for me right now. If you see here, it's obviously completing to download everything. It's completed downloading. Again, it's going to use the same folder and it's going to use my and replace on top of that. So make sure you are not making that mistake. And you can see here that it's actually giving me 10 different URLs, and how easily that you can use your simplest of web scraping libraries. Shout out again to RiddlerQ for creating it, and I've dropped a link in the description to actually show or go to the GitHub page, and you can give a star for his project, and it's amazing that he's done a great job. There are a few other libraries that did not work for me. Basically, these are not maintained and things like that. This one worked for me, so I just wanted to give a very quick introduction or a brief description of how you are and you can use this library. So if you like this one, you know what to do. Drop a like and give a subscription if you want to, and meet in the next video. I've got a lot of images. I got a lot of things to talk as part of the Python project in 10 minutes. It's an amazing that you guys are liking it. I'll talk more about it in the coming days as well. Let me meet you there. Until then, Bharat, peace out. Have a super Sunday.